So, welcome back to a brand new stream. Sorry for my apologies for the static noises in the beginning. Welcome back to a brand new. I had to check on that first. We're actually in a bouwrij 1, a 401 at this time. Set the brake keys to unlocked and as well unlock the doors. On that side this time. So what we're gonna do is basically do some high speed runs through from Kassel to Würzburg route, but we're not driving the Kassel-Würzburg route at this point. We are driving the route, by the way, but we're doing a short service from Fulda to Sloeghaven or something. So yeah, we're not going to cover the entire route, so we can do 2 services as well, and then also include the ICE 3 more modernized version of the ICE 1, of course. There are even more newer, more recent versions of the Intercity Express, like the ICE4, the ICE3M, I believe, and the ICE Neo. I think we can just do by using these signal lights. Well, let's close the doors in advance. Release the brakes. Set the AFB to 45 because we're still in a PZB zone. So then apply some power, and we should be right now. So as we can see, the first speed limit is going to be 140. The first speed limit is going to be 140. Hasn't asked me to release the PZB yet. That might mean that there is not an active PZB magnet. No, there actually isn't. Then we're in an LZB zone. As you can see, well, that means that we can immediately speed up to 140 then. In that case, so be gentle on the throttle. Got the parkway next to the front of that. Some MRC, I guess. Did they really say just headlights, signal lights? Then we have to set it to headlights. Got signal. How is that possible? Didn't I set my headlights correctly then? I don't think I did then. No, now they're working. Never set them. Now it works, that's weird. Well, we're up to speed now. LZB says 140. CFA kicks in. Like I told you guys before in an earlier stream, there's some feet on the pedal showing up, and then you have to press round or some keybind. You can actually do it manually by pressing this thing. But yeah, that's not necessary. Speed also increased to 180. So we can speed up a little bit. And we're going to enter the high-speed section here, where we can almost do 250 kilometers an hour, which is pretty fast. Still have to do 82 kilometers, by the way, which is quite a distance, but yeah, keeping in mind, keeping in the back of your head that we're doing very high speeds. So that doesn't have to be a problem actually, and it can be done really fast within half an hour or so. There's another IC1 passing by. It does make for quite some scenic shots over here. Oh, slot in. Oh, bye-bye. So, yeah. Speed limit is 215 now. No, it's still gaining speed. As you can see, when I was actually playing this route in Train Sim World 3, which I have imported now to Train Sim World 5, but in TSW3 you could actually see in the top of your screen or in the bottom of your screen, I don't really recollect anymore, you could see the increase in when there was a decline or incline in the tracks. So they got pretty steep eventually. Didn't know where that was for. That wasn't the C-Fire. That was probably something of the LZB. I don't know what though, but because that's definitely the C-Fire sound. So we can check out the train a little bit. There's an onboard restaurant, just like in all ICEs, by the way. It's also a little bit higher of a car than the rest. Yeah, there are many tunnels here. Well, screw that then, because it doesn't really have any benefit if it's dark. You guys can't see anything when it's dark, so neither can I, by the way, because it's dark. And when it's dark, it is really dark in this game, so yeah. So this train actually has a top speed of 280. It can do faster though, but the maximum allowed speed is 280. I actually did a service Kassel run on TSW3 and I streamed that live, but then I passed the signal at danger at yeah, very late. Well, this is a nice position to make a photo. Well, it was until post showed up. Damn, we're high here. It got to be some scenes, by the way. It really looks stunning. It really, really looks stunning here. So this is probably not going to be the thumbnail because I had the ICD3 in mind for the thumbnail this time around, but yeah, those are some shots you can not ignore. Having such a scenic shot in your collection is fun, so see if this actually helps. Well, not necessarily actually. See a little bit more, but that was an IC3 for a change. You can also recognize it on the green stripes in the front of the control car. So I set the AFB to 249 because then you won't get penalized for overspeeding. So you can actually get some decent points here. Oh, I already pressed it, darling. Lovely scenery here. Well, as far as scenery actually goes, it's quite lovely. Because obviously you have a lot of tunnels. It's more probably caused by the fact that it is more some kind of glowing area, is what we call it in Dutch, like more a lot of hills. I wouldn't necessarily call it mountains though, but yeah, this is usually the cheapest option and the best option, because you can obviously not go uphill or downhill with such steep grades. That was the LCP again, and I know it says that because he lost signal for a second. I think it went to 0 speed here, but it really doesn't count down yet, so we're still good to go for another 13 kilometers. So yeah, I don't know. It seems like it lost signal, I guess. I don't know what it's really for, why it does it sometimes, but I have it more often than sure because it's just a very long stretch of just going 250 kilometers an hour. And yeah, I'm not a railroad engineer, nor am I a real train driver, so I don't know what that means when it does that, but I know the basic workings of PSV and LCP, and I try to use it as frequently as possible. And basically, whenever I am playing Train Sim World, I want to make it as realistic as possible, but I don't know everything. Yeah. Brother, you. Then it loses very fast. It loses space very fast whenever you get penalized for a C5. And it's barely able to pick up pace again. Yeah. So be sure that you acknowledge this C5 before it's actually able to give you the third warning. Because it won't warn you a third time. You have to press it actually before the second time he says C5, because otherwise you get a penalty brake application. And make sure that whenever you are it said it now, but whenever you are getting a penalty brake, it doesn't matter whether it's from the LZB, PZB, or the C5. Make sure to press that hill fill button that's somewhere there. Well, it's dark again, so I can't really show you now. I actually can, by the way, if I can somehow manage to find. I had it there for a second. Okay, like there it should be. Fill. Or AZLL fill. What? Yes, AZLL fill. Well, if you don't use that, you're very likely to get a penalty, or you are not able to release the brakes. Or you are able to release the brakes, but they just don't want to release because there's not enough air. Well, this has cost us some time, that's for sure. It did cost us some time, sorry, I'm still working on the English anyway, but... You barely get any vigilance warnings when you're actually driving on a British train, or you barely get any totemon's when you're dead man's warnings when you're driving the NS Coblo, but like we did yesterday. But for some reason C5 doesn't shut up. Scenery. That's some city, village, whatever. There it is again. I'm probably not kidding if I say I expect it to kick in before the end of this tunnel again. Well, the entire train is not past the tunnel yet. Well, it is now, approximately. There it is again. Yeah, opening the door is not a good thing. Oh shit. Yeah, that's what happens when you actually step out of your driver's seat to close the door. I wanted to you guys to hear how much the sound changes, how much louder it is when you open that stupid door, but I totally forgot that C5 then plus an emergency brake, and I couldn't close it from this position. Next time I'll turn off C5 before I pull off something like that, which actually can be done from here. That's a huge parking lot. Yeah, we're going downhill now, so it should be there in about 10 minutes if we're able to keep this speed. Passengers are very much in the dark, actually. I don't have a button for train lights here either. There are a lot of switches there. Well, then they sadly have to sit in the dark. There we get a speed limit of 280, and then it drops back to 250 before it drops back to 280. No, it doesn't drop back, and it climbs up, goes up to 280 again. At least that's what it says. The LZB still says 250, so for the next 13 kilometers. So I don't know what to believe right now. It even says 220. I have 12 kilometers to reach 220. So that's not soon. Yeah, well, I guess speed it is sometime soon, but you all guys know what I mean, probably. Yeah. This is also the only in the City Express where you're actually sitting in anything a whole different position at least than the left, or in the middle. I'm sorry, I meant the middle. That's weird. Not even going to try to reach 280 because I'm sure I won't reach 280, and this thing even says 250, so there's definitely not a speed limit of 280 that applies to me. Hey, now it kicks back into what it used to be. I think that's a small issue. It didn't seem like that was supposed to happen. Now we have to brake. We're actually earlier at 220 than what it's told us to do. I still think that Fulda was in an LZB zone, so it don't actually have anything to do with BZB this time. I don't. I get it. You have to turn the AFB off then. I don't really get why it's losing so much speed right now. I turn it off. For what reason am I now losing speed? Why doesn't this stupid thing turn off then? Now it's turned off. There it gave me a penalty break for. There was a lot coming together at one time, well, at one given time, so that's why that didn't work out the way I intended it to work out. But for some reason I'm entirely stuck now. No, not really. I think we got a red signal, and that's why it immediately applied those brakes. Well, we're at full on now. Yeah, we put it to sleep right here. That's okay to me. I think the train will. How did that happen? That is quite a train. Damn. Well, that was it for this service. Unfortunately, we made a couple. I made a couple of mistakes on the last 100 meters. Not 100 meters, but you get my point. Let's try to do it correctly with this one, which is basically, I believe, the same service, but then a little bit faster. Because I believe also that the IC3 on this route has a speed limit of 280, but I'm not entirely sure. Yep, we're in this one, and we're going to be doing the exact same. You want a front row seat, apparently, huh? Well, you can get what you want.
ASB, ASB, ASB.
No smoking allowed in this train. Please don't. It's beautiful, and it actually looks shorter than the other train we just used, the ICU1, and I'm not entirely sure where this is now. Doesn't say. Alright, this time we're starting from full. Yeah, it looks familiar. We just end there, basically. Turn the headlights on because, yeah, like we just stated, there are so many tunnels here. Well, let's go. This thing responds a lot quicker than the IC1, in my opinion.
Zifa.
Well, speed limit is going to be, I don't know. 250 or 220. One of those two. I think it's going to be 220 actually. Yeah, it is.
Siefer. 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 Siefer.
So our new speed limit is 250 kilometers an hour. Still fast. Not the desired 280. Maybe we get to a certain point on the track where it is 280, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's also past Fulda. Or on the other side of Fulda, I mean. Tells us to slow down to 200 in 11 kilometers. Don't know why that is though, but if it says so, we have to do so.
Siefer. Siefer.
It's a beautiful train. And then it turned off. And you couldn't see it. But it is a beautiful train.
Siefer. Siefer.
So we are going to make a picture of this beautiful thing. Obviously. Feel a few, no, get even closer. Well, or not, because then lose a bit of the immersion. Imagine driving this thing with 250 kilometers per hour over a bridge like that. That is insane, actually. It goes by steps of 10, so it's just don't go speeding entire time. Which sucks. Because the speed limit is 250, I'm driving 250, but it says yellow. How weird is that? Why is there a speed limit of 200 coming up? Because I can't really remember that the speed limit was there as well. When we did the ICU1 run. You can actually brake a little bit faster than that. Jeez. And the next 200 kilometers per hour speed limit is already showing up as well. But why was it? Are the corners too fast for this thing or something? You do actually have to brake pretty significantly before it actually stops, or actually starts braking or something. It doesn't brake very fast, in my opinion, right now. Well, you don't have to study rocket science to see that we're going downhill right now. Maybe literally, maybe figuratively. But the speed limit is 250 again. So. And if it's still going downhill, we could actually use that to our benefit. Speed up a little bit faster, because hey, that's the first time I see an IC1 over here with the Baureihe 101. Weird, but it's welcome here, but it doesn't run that fast. It goes 200, I believe, so that's not really that fast. Boy, this is quite the scenery. Always a stupid post there. You never know. You want the best thumbnail as possible. And was going to be the IC3, like I already said, when doing the IC1 part. There's a cup holder, but there's no cup. Well, I still think the fastest train you can drive in this game currently is then the TGV duplex that runs on the LTV Mediterranean. Those are the two main lines, and the tracks you saw on the right was probably a shunting area or something for some freight stuff or whatever. Something like that, probably. Yeah, I hear you. Autobahn. I see one. Baureihe 401. It's a long ass tunnel again. Again, it comes up with speed limit of 200, so we didn't have that on a run to full. We do have it on a run back, so I assume it has something to do with curves, but I'm not entirely sure, because second time we had to slow back to 200, there were no curves. So, explain that. I wonder if the train lights are on this time for the passengers, or if they're dining in the dark right now, but I haven't found a button here either, so I'm not worrying about that too much right now. There's some uncoupled buttons and all that stuff. Might actually I wonder if the game did know about the 200 kilometers restriction there. but it didn't tell me to brake off yet. Or to brake, slow down yet.
Sicher. Sicher.
Apparently, we only have to slow down to 200 kilometers an hour for just a small period of time before we can accelerate back up. And I don't. Hopefully the hill doesn't not also go up. Bro, I can't outbrake you right now. Well, this is probably the highest. He's the highest in the room. Straight up. How many of those stupid overhead wide things are there that can ruin someone's day? $250 again, according to LZB. "26 kilometers. That should be done. Be able to do. We should be able to do that in 10 minutes, but we probably ain't, because there will probably be some emergency brake applied, a brake penalty or whatever. That might also mean we're entering an PZB zone, maybe. I don't know exactly. It tells you that, but Our next speed limit is 0. Shocking. So here's also some sort of shunting area because I don't see the tracks lining turning back. No, they're going. Maybe it's a wait zone for freight services, by the way, so that faster passenger services can pass them. Speed limit is going to be 180 rather than 0. So that's good news. So that doesn't mean we have to drive 0 because that means we won't be going anywhere. Still 8 kilometers out. So still 8 kilometers out. So. We might actually start to slow down then by applying brake notch 1B or 2. 1B is fine for now because we are approaching the 4 kilometers, 5 kilometers still, but of course we are approaching it very fast with speeds like this. Notch 4 then, at least 3 then. It's actually notch 4 because there's a 1A, 1B, 2, 3, 4, 5, and whatever. I don't know how many brakes there are. 7. Well, don't have to brake that fast now because we're already there almost. Well, set that thing to 180 then. This is about the end of the high-speed zone. Have to slow down to 140. Just get follow there, that moves along. No, he wants me to brake even further. Not quite yet. I see 1. Yeah, it wants me to brake again. Barely able to outbrake him though. No idea. Next to the yellow though, that means we actually should expect 45, shouldn't we? But it's an LZB zone, so I don't know if that works then as well.
Sifa. Sifa.
Kassel-Wilhelmshohe or something. It's quite dead here with pedestrians. There are a little more. Not that many at all.
Sifa. Sifa.
Yeah, I'm still at controls.
Sifa. Sifa. Flugbeeinflussung. Türen.
Well, they couldn't wait to leave. Well, that concludes this live stream as well. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And we got a gold medal, but that doesn't really matter. Platinum is not necessary, I believe it. I hope you guys had fun. If you like the stream, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you at the next one.